Mr. Loverman, Jabba. Mr. Loverman, Jabba. You remember that song?
I didn't like what you said.
Okay. I don't know why I thought of it because I was watching it in Living Color earlier, and they did a cover called "Mr. Ugly Man," Double, and it was just Marlon Wayans with his face all rubbered out. Welcome to the I Can Explain That podcast, a podcast where we invade your motherfucking privacy. I'm your host, Chris Reiter. To my right, the long-winded and sweaty Chris Bazemore.
You gave me the sweats.
That you can't give someone the sweats.
When I first met you, I never heard of this term called hyperhidrosis.
It's because you're stupid.
Well, it's because I don't know a lot of sweaty motherfuckers. Like, I just don't.
I know you've been to church.
But that's the devil
Every
coming out of your
deacon
pores.
on the planet
The devil
has
was leaving-
hyperhidrosis.
Well, no. They just wear those big ass
Yes,
Steve Harvey suits
you can't
with the
not
extra
sweating wool.
extra fabric. It's polyester, first of all. Don't ever disrespect my deacons like that. First of all, long-winded, whoa guy. Whoa. I've heard what the ladies say about you, brother.
What?
You can't shut the fuck up.
That's crazy. Who? Name one lady who said that. You can't.
You ain't give me a chance.
Go ahead. I'll give you a shot.
Mary.
Who the fuck? I don't know a single Mary on the planet.
Really? That's a very popular name. Did you know that back in I don't know how they had this stat. I don't even know if this is reliable. As I'm saying it, I'm starting to question if it's a real thing. But I've heard that back in Bethlehem and the biblical
This
times.
nigga got secondhand information from
From
thousands of years ago.
From a deacon. He was sweating. He was, whoa. Let me tell you something. But
Joseph had gout. That's why they had to stop at that manger. He couldn't walk no more.
He couldn't walk. That's what See, they didn't talk about the fourth gift. It was another gift. So anywho, what he had said was that Mary, 50% of the women back in that time was named Mary.
Okay. And
Which is that's
Mary and Elizabeth probably.
Yeah, there was a lot of Elizabeths.
Yeah.
Not a lot of Christinas, not a lot of Maries.
Not a lot of Tinas.
Not a lot of Tinas, not a lot
Right,
of...
same?
I wonder if it was one Keisha. It had to be one Keisha.
I was in Catholic school for 14 years.
She ain't come
was
up?
raised in the church. I don't remember a single Saint Keisha.
What do you think the book of Keisha would be about?
Ooh, I don't know. Shut my screen though.
Take the chicken out the... take chicken out the... It'd just be parables about how
Shut up, I'm watching my stories.
So, I think one of the commandments is listen to your elders or
respect thy mother and father.
That came from the book of Keisha. That had to be.
No, it didn't. That was in the Old Testament.
She could have been in the Old Testament.
You think a Jewish woman named Keisha?
It was Africa.
Technically. Technically speaking.
I mean, it could have been. You don't know. You telling me you would have been surprised if you had a time machine and went back and the first person you met outside the time machine was named Keisha?
I would assume she also came from a time machine. She was like, take me back.
It's not. But why did you start with that?
I don't know why I started with that. It had nothing
It just
to do with
was
what
on your mind?
Yeah, it was. Jabba.
I hate that. You never met a real Jamaican in St. Louis.
Yes, I have.
Did they have the accent?
Yes, his name was Paul.
Paul?
He was dating my mom. There was once. I remember I was walking home from school.
And then your mama dated a nigga named Paul.
That was her second Paul, because my daddy's name is Paul.
She got a thing.
Maybe. Cool dude. Normal. He used to call me a conservative because he used to call me a little Republican because I kept my room neat.
That's a wild. That's a wild.
And what was crazy is that his favorite thing. He used to love telling a story because he's Jamaican, but they used to call him an African booty scratcher. Anyway.
Yeah, they don't know.
You ever
I've been there.
You ever had be in the neighborhood outside and the outside stink? Like on garbage day or some shit, or you're leaving the West 4 station and the whole station smell like pee-pee?
Yeah.
I remember once I was walking home from school. I lived 6 blocks from school. I'm walking home and for the last 4 blocks, it was just a pungent odor in the air. I was like, what? And because we live near the brewery, and on a windy day you can smell the brewery, and when you're a kid, it don't smell that great. And I was like, what the fuck?
Still doesn't smell that
happened?
great.
It smells awful. And the closer I got to my house, the stronger the smell got.
That was that nigga?
He was cooking. I don't know. He must have been cooking shit. I don't know
That nigga
what
was
it was.
cooking curry shit.
It could have been, bro. It was, and it tasted like it smelled to me.
Ugh, you didn't like it?
No.
Did you tell her to leave him? He was like, "Ma, you don't make the best decision."
He can't cook.
If you want, is that why you moved out young? You was like, if you gonna deal with
I
him,
moved out when I was 11. My mom's boyfriend.
You did move out very young. You moved out. You got like emancipated.
Not when I was 11.
12, 13,
No.
14.
17.
Oh, nigga, that's not that young.
No, sorry, 16.
Okay, now we're getting back.
Okay.
I can't respect 17. That's, that's a senior in high school.
But I've met Jamaicans in Missouri. All right, we got some.
Just Paul.
Yeah, it's pretty much just Paul.
So,
That ain't got nothing to do with what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about, we've been doing lists lately. I like the list thing we've been doing.
okay. I'm already saying I'm not going to like whatever's this list.
Rattle off 3 to 5, dealer's choice
Okay.
of your own or what you think popular insecurities are
Oh,
amongst people and or men specifically, because I was curious about
dicks.
this. Dick size.
Dicks.
Survey says dicks.
I'm trying to look.
You said dick. Fucking Steve
I'm
Harvey.
going to play Steve Harvey. Let's run it back. We're going to play. I would say dick size. I would say body.
So you going with men?
Men.
Okay.
But also, I feel like that can, that's interchangeable with breast size and ass size.
Sure.
For women. But if we're keeping it men, of course, dick. And body shit and period. Body dysmorphia is a real thing.
Oh, for sure.
So I would say anything in relation to that.
Talk about penises, man.
I'm trying to think. With men, I think the biggest thing is money for men. Shit. What else are we insecure about? We're insecure about a lot of shit.
Yeah. Insecure about sharing,
No, I share with you.
but like personal shit, emotion shit.
Emotions.
Remember the time we ever got close to having like an actual like
we had to pull it back.
we was like, oh, titties, right?
That's how men work. That's why sports is so beautiful. Sports is a great out because it's all year round. It's different sports, right? So at any point in an emotional thing, you just be like, hey, I heard the Knicks just made a trade.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
the cricket season's going. It's crazy in South
crazy.
Africa.
I'm going for India this year. I don't know. So I would say emotions, but I'm trying to think what would that be on the like for women. So
Well, I feel like some women get like insecure about because there's always like the crazy girl stereotype. So like women will sometimes also harbor feelings and emotions, so they don't get perceived as the crazy girl, the over emotional girl.
Sure. And
I think Espy said that. That's why she said, because she was talking about like how often she cries. But then there's that sort of stereotype that you're the over emotional girl.
Sure. I mean, if you're crying, like I think a good cry is fine.
Yeah.
Knocking that out, man or woman.
When was the last time you cried?
Shit. The Rams lost in 99, 2001. No, I haven't.
Was 20 years.
I haven't cried since my grandmother on my father's side passed.
That was a while ago.
Yeah.
You say I'm closed off. I've cried more recently than that.
When?
Last week.
When the Rams.
when the Rams won. I felt like I stumbled on like a TikTok thing where it's like happy videos, where it's like, like a kid will ask their step parent to adopt them when they turn 18 sort of shit.
Oh,
Soldiers like surprising their mother and shit at home. It was happy tears. It wasn't. I haven't had a sad cry in 2 years. No. During the lockdown of the pandemic was my last sad cry.
Why?
Grey's Anatomy.
But see, you're broken.
No, I'm empathetic.
Are you?
Yes.
The happy tears, I could use a good happy tear.
Yeah, those are good. Oh, you know what? No, it wasn't. I fucking fell on a Kobe YouTube hole.
Oh, you can't do that.
When I saw
See,
Shaq,
it goes back to sports.
break that.
It goes back to sports. Oh, I cried.
Right.
Kobe died. I mean, Kobe affected people who weren't even in the basketball.
Bro, that's why I think Kobe's like one of the most profound deaths. Like he's up there with like Prince and Michael Jackson.
For sure. Well,
Princess Di.
You know what it is? Like if it was Bill Russell, who some people may not even know, but he won so many more championships. and he was a pioneer of his time.
Mm-hmm.
But if he was to die, we would go.
That makes sense.
Because he was also like, I think he's like, what, 90? I don't know.
He up there.
Him and Morgan Freeman somewhere in that realm of
They've been 80 years old for 30 years.
Yeah, it's like I don't know what's good with them. But Kobe, I think, because he was young.
Right.
And I think no one expected that.
Because he was young and the way in which he died and his daughter being with those other people.
Oh, my God.
That almost got me. It was a picture of him and Gigi fucking. They were so fucking cute.
Yeah, no, I think the daughter hit me more than
yeah.
Because I was just like, God damn, man.
I cried the day I found out, but it was before it was because the news kept changing. First it was just Kobe, then it was Kobe and all of his daughters. Then I was like, Jesus Christ, this fucking roller coaster of emotion.
I changed my answer. Sad. I shed some tears for the Kobe thing. But like stuff like that, like those deaths that you don't expect.
Sure.
I was like, oh man, that's unfortunate.
Yeah. So you said dick size.
For men in particular, dick size, emotions, money.
Okay, so here's a BuzzFeed listicle, but this one is
say it one more time.
Listicle, article list. Bitch.
Because I'm like
17 ridiculously common insecurities, according to therapists.
Oh.
We're gonna see how many of these we and then even you maybe ruminate with. Oh, hey, ruminate. You ruminate on the tiniest shit, even though you know it's irrational.
That's more you than me.
So, like making mountains out of molehills. Yeah. So he's insecure about that for sure.
Yeah, that's me. I'll take that. I dished it off.
I feel like I feel like that's super common among people.
Yeah, I mean,
no matter who you, I feel like that's something you can't fix. It's a human reaction.
I was thinking about this the other day. I was playing a video game and I had made a little mistake and it wound up costing me the game. And at the moment I was like, oh fuck. But then I was like, I get to play it again.
Right, I can just restart it.
Hey, like this doesn't mean nothing.
Right.
But in life, it's no restart. So it's like, I can't make this mistake may come back to haunt me.
You still don't feel like an actual grown-up.
I feel pretty grown.
This one resonates with me.
Really?
My mother once asked me, when did you feel like a grown-up? And I was like, I still don't. I pay bills. I got a whole ass career job. Still don't really feel like a grown-up. Because still, I think that would take for me either hitting a much higher number in age than what I am, or having children, having someone depend on me for their life. And I'm not there yet.
I mean, I guess I'm...
For me personally.
I think I'm, as you say it, I guess I'm there too, but I just think it's way lower than probably yours. That wouldn't, in my therapy session, that would probably come up, but not first.
Sure. All right, number 3. You don't think anyone finds you attractive.
I could take that one. I'll take that one as well.
See, that one's crazy because you project confidence about how good you look.
Well, I you know, you gotta wish it. So it be it.
Manifestation.
I'm manifesting.
You gotta put it in the universe.
I've been manifesting a 6-pack forever.
You think everyone is hanging out without you.
FOMO?
I get FOMO. That's why I never fucking take. I'm literally running myself into the ground over the past 6-7 months. Never not doing a spot because I have awful FOMO.
I have FOMO when it comes to comedy in particular.
Yeah, it's pretty much just comedy.
Yeah, if I just see people hanging out and stuff, unless it's really like it looks like a great night. It'd be those nights. You ever notice it'd be nights where like you don't go out. That's when the good shit happens.
Right.
It's like, oh, you know, Rihanna came with
Diddy
all her
pulled
friends.
up and he just threw money at people. He threw bands on strangers.
You know, he signed Lil Tim.
Yeah.
Like, what?
And Tim can't read. That's crazy.
All right.
How did he sign his name? That's insane.
He used a crayon. It was crazy. Yes, I get that. I think I had that, I would say, more recently outside of comedy with you. I remember the night you guys invited me to come out. I forgot. I was doing something. Then I was like, I'm just going to go home. You know, and you was like, all right, cool, whatever. That didn't stop your night. And that was the night that Harry Styles
Harry Styles he buried his mouth in my bosom.
Yeah, real Harry Styles too, by the way.
The actual Harry Styles.
Tell the story real briefly so they bug it.
All right, so go real quick. We're at this place called Sophie's, comics hanging out. Harry Styles walks in. Now I don't fuck with him because we're always in the village, right?
Yeah.
And we see famous people all the time, and you sort of do this like act like you've been there sort of thing. Like you don't want to be the comic who fanned out in front of Dave Chappelle. So I figured leave him alone, but like Harry Styles is like the mayor of this fucking bar. He's shaking hands at everybody. I still leave him alone. I go to the bathroom. When I come back, we make eye contact. When he pulls it, literally walks across the bar, goes, "Hello, I'm Harry." And I was like, "Yeah, nigga, I know."
Your face is kind of familiar.
Right. I think I've seen you. I was like, nigga, you're like as famous as Kim Jong-un or whatever. Bad example, but good example. That's how famous he is. But we're chit-chatting, like we're literally having small talk.
So different.
But that's how famous he is.
Not a lot of dancing going on with Kim Jong-un.
But we're just little small talk. And I go, "Hey, bro, don't take this the wrong way, man, but you smell so fucking good right now," which he did.
So you flirted?
No.
It's okay to flirt.
I can appreciate the musk of another man. And he goes, he said, "I have to supplement my appearance somehow when I'm out in the world competing against good-looking guys like yourself." And I was like, "Wow, that's crazy. You just called me good-looking." And I'm wearing a Henley t-shirt. Neither one of us wearing it. No. 3 buttons. And he goes, "But if you don't mind me saying, you got too many buttons fastened." And then he goes, "Do you mind if I fix it?" And I was like, "Fuck no, I don't mind, bro. Fix that shit." And then
make me sexy.
Do it. And then he started to lean in with his hands and he dropped his shit. And then he cocked his head to the side. And then he just buried his mouth into my titties and just started gnawing at the buttons. And then in fucking like 2-3 seconds flat, had that shit unfastened. Slapped me on my boom boom, told me to have a good night.
And we might have a case.
Olivia! That's my man. But yeah, that's like
that was the
I did not know you had that FOMO realization about that night. What you had described is a fear of mine with FOMO.
But that was the thing.
Yeah.
So I remember you guys literally asking me to come. He was like, "Hey, yo, come by." I forgot it was something like, "Yo, it was gonna be." It was
a mama and someone else just trying to have like a shindig of comedians that wasn't at or near a comedy place. So that's why we went all the way to Alphabet City.
Exactly. And I remember you going like, "Yeah, you just pull up, man, like whatever."
Right.
And I was like,
it's literally a pool hall. It's just comics hanging out away from the Pear and the Lantern and Greenwich.
Away from comedy clubs.
Away from comedy clubs, yeah.
And I remember just going like, "I don't know. I think I'm just going to go home tonight. Just thug it out." And then I come back and I hear this story. So I'm like, I should have been there that night. And I'm not even saying that he would have unfastened my buttons. But I just think to see it in person, like, "Oh shit, this is a wild night." Like, it's one thing to hear about it. It's another thing to experience it. Sure. So I did have that FOMO that night.
And the last one on this list, you just feel really freaking alone.
I get that one too.
And that one's been me for a minute. Like I feel alone a lot because I live alone. But it also isn't an insecurity of mine.
Really?
In the book, "Oh, the Places You'll Go," they say like, alone is something you'll be quite a lot.
You're mostly alone in life, right?
Like that one doesn't necessarily, I guess with some people, sort of like the Patrice thing at Just for Laughs, men want to be alone, but we don't want to be by ourselves. That's why the man cave thing is such a normal concept, even though I think it's corny and goofy, but like, just because we want our own, we want to be alone. We just don't want to be by ourselves.
Yeah, I dig it. I actually dig the man cave idea.
I hate the term man cave. I love the idea. To have your own little nook, your own little space. Everybody say the fuck 100%. Out. Yeah. I'm scratching and eating fucking Cheetos in here. Don't come bother me.
Scratching the Cheetos?
Scratching your balls.
And then eating Cheetos. That might be a good night.
I know.
Now I'm getting FOMO for that. Like, I want to do that.
So here is a list, another listicle from Men's Journal.
And this is very specific to us.
Yes. The most common insecurities among men.
And how to conquer them.
We're not going to get into that because fuck that. Insecurity number 1, relationship stability. The problem. In a past relationship, if you've cheated on your girlfriend or been cheated on by your girlfriend, you can feel helpless. If there's been a violation of trust by emotional or physical infidelity and one's cover has been blown, there's often an insecurity driven by a sense of loss of control.
I mean,
I thought that's very specific to a very, like, I guess it is
that's
common.
I guess that's common. A lot of
if
people
there's been relationships where someone stepped out on someone else.
But that can also go on the other side, too. That's not just specific to us.
Right. I don't think it's not terribly specific to men. Job security.
Get into that money
I
thing.
think that one's I think that's, but also because it says right here in Western culture, so much of a man's identity is tied to what he does for a living, and parentheses what I'm adding, what he can provide. So that one, I think that one makes a whole lot of sense for sure. Yeah, that's also why whenever I talk about this, everybody in this house work. I don't know why there's a distinction between job security and financial security. I feel like they go hand in hand.
Sure, but I guess job more like you.
I guess job security is consistency. Financial security is maybe what you're making at the job.
Yeah, I guess.
Your wage or what you're making as a salary.
Sure.
I mean, there's hand in hand with men,
which makes
providers and what you can get, blah, blah, blah. Ooh, number 4, body image. So it's probably encompassing your wiener. Let's see what they say. You're unhappy with your height, physique, or appearance.
Height.
I'm fine with my height. Everything else. My height and my calves. Everything else, I'm very sad
That's
about.
a very low bar. You literally.
I got my calves are fine as hell. But
I'm touching them there.
I'm ticklish, goddamn. Get going now.
Who's ticklish on their calves?
I am.
What kind of monster are you?
You're unhappy with your height, physique, or appearance. These concerns are most often connected with a perceived inferiority. The root of this issue can stem from a cultural preference or societal norm that fosters negative thinking about your attractiveness.
I could dig it.
So dick would definitely be in there because definitely subsets women are like, he got to be hanging to his knees or some shit. Emotional intimacy. This guy.
You got intimacy issues.
I don't though.
You do.
How?
You can't get emotional.
I mentioned how I cried watching Happy Videos last week.
And I told you when
you ain't cried in 36 fortnights.
I thought of the video game for a second. I was like, they up to 36 of them? Damn. I've shed tears.
See how you qualifying it with shed tears? That's not crying. Well, let's see what they say about it. Just so maybe we just draw some
to see
parameters around it.
All right.
Are you a serial dater who breaks things off with every woman who could potentially be a serious lifelong partner? Being honest and vulnerable in a relationship is a very common issue for guys. Sometimes it's connected to a secretive, shameful behavior or past, and sometimes, or a shameful or behavior or past, and sometimes it's connected to family of origin patterns when a man grew up in a place where emotions were not acknowledged or expressed. When she asks you to share your feelings or even what you're thinking about within the relationship or a particular experience, it can feel like a threat to your security and or emotional well-being. Now, I have no problem opening up. I'm an open book.
Me too.
Emotionally? When was your last relationship? How long did it last?
4 years. When was it? It was for...
it was 4 years ago or it lasted 4 years?
It lasted 4 years and it was... Damn, when we broke up? Maybe like 2018? 2018. We broke up.
And they had nothing since then?
Like a real relationship? No.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm looking for the Mrs. Right, and I'm not looking for Mrs. Right now.
Shut up.
How you gonna hate me?
Because who you spitting game to, nigga? Who is you trying to...
And you didn't see I did the hand motions too? You would have thought, I thought I was pretty for a second.
Boy, that was the most light-skinned shit.
I did lick my lip a little bit. I did.
Number 6, physical setbacks. When injury or illness have an impact on your physical function, impairing work, relationships, hobbies, emotional security often arise.
I just thought of something. Would that include ED?
Sure. Definitely. Or like as comics, like fucking Elise DeLucci, she's doing better now, but she was like, she had some back issues. Or like when I'm feeling like shit, when I did your show at when you did the variety show before the pandemic.
Gotcha.
I remember that night I felt like complete shit and just pushed through, most likely due to fear of like a physical setback where like something, an illness or an injury is keeping me back from something.
Gotcha. You didn't want to be like, but I can't.
Right. It's just like that fucking rub some dirt on it. This is what we play for sort of mentality.
Which is toxic.
It is.
Because we should.
I should have went the fuck home. I had a great set though.
Yeah, you did well. But I've seen that in like real life. People have it. It's like you just want to tell them like, come on, man, that ain't the way to go.
I was somewhere in like this comic. She was going through some stuff. Like she was falling apart. She was asking people what she should do as far as going up. And almost every single guy was like, just go on the stage and like use it as like a release. And like, you can just forget about everything for like however long your set is. And I said, no, go home
and process
and
it.
feel your feelings.
I mean,
smoke weed, drink, whatever it is you got to do to feel your feelings, go do that.
It depends on the person though. Because I do think some people are just better at emoting in different circumstances.
This comic cried on stage the whole time.
Yeah, no, that person.
She had a good set. Did not like blubber, but like literally tears streaming down her face through her entire set.
Yeah, no, she probably should have went home.
Yeah.
Her in particular. But that advice may work for somebody else.
Right. I feel like that was advice you would give to another guy. But it's an insecurity about physical setbacks that they projected onto her.
I'm not going to let this heartbreak hurt me.
Right. Well, I'll be fine.
Well, that's why they say when men break up was on, the first thing they do is they go, instead of feel your feelings, they're like, find somewhere else to put your penis.
Right. The best way to get over someone is to get under someone.
On top. It depends what you
Shut up. Don't fuck up the saying. I skipped over one to insecurity number 8, which is this guy to a T, exhibiting emotion. I
exhibit emotion all the time. I'm very emotional.
No, you not. How'd that date make you feel that didn't happen?
Honestly, I didn't feel anything because the
fuck just happened?
See, I see how that could make you. Can I just elaborate a little bit? Just tiny bit. Just
Go
tiny
ahead.
bit.
Go ahead. I'm gonna fucking prescribe you some Xanax.
Probably could use it. I didn't feel anything because it was low stake. Like it was just like someone I had met. Like I didn't really like. It didn't matter. I wasn't too into him, but I did want to go on a date with someone.
So I had none of that. What we'll call technically, even though it's not quite, rejection. You didn't get none of that like sort of punch to the gut feeling.
Yeah, of course. But like I've gotten it before and you just go.
So disappointment was a feeling you felt.
Not really disappointment because it wasn't something disappointment is when you go up for a job and don't get it because that's a job you want. It's not disappointment when.
That's a very rigid thought about what disappointment can and is.
Sure, but that is a part of it.
You're sure, but I think you had a very specific line on what disappointment is.
I mean, disappointment is also a bunch of things.
Exhibiting emotion.
I'm exhibiting it. I'm letting people
You are fighting it.
I know, I'm letting people win.
Mr. Ugly Man, Jabba.
Why'd you call me ugly?
No, I couldn't remember the lyrics of the original song.
I did nothing.
I couldn't remember that.
I felt emotion. I tell you when I did feel emotion. I
couldn't remember the actual Shabba Rank song.
I tell you, I felt emotion just now. I just got insulted for no reason. I felt that.
Oh, that's my bad. I couldn't remember the fucking, what is it?
And you rubbed my shoulder in like a loving way and said ugly. Like, yeah, I felt that.
You called me short like 17 times.
But you know it.
But I'm not short. Normal.
Appreciate you guys for listening. Appreciate you guys for acknowledging my emotion and my emotional stability or lack thereof. And as we always say,
peace out.